Okay, we are live, and if you see our title says breaking news. India have qualified for the World Test Championship final. Now, I know the first few comments are going to be like how the match is not over yet. I agree, but it's a fair estimate right now that whatever the result, whether New Zealand win or whether it is a draw, you know that India with that have qualified for the WTC final.
No.
So that's a risk we have taken.
Yes.
And I don't think it's a risk. It is quite certain that they have qualified. Yes. What is now exciting is what happens to the test match. I think the exciting finish would be rather than a draw if New Zealand were to win. So Siddharth's going to tell us the latest now.
Yep. So Williamson has taken a single, 7 needed of 5 balls. Unless Asita Fernando has a hat-trick, then and only then we may be forced to eat humble pie. 7 needed of 5 balls.
Chances of that happening are as much
very minimal.
as much as India
winning the Ahmedabad test match.
Yeah, right.
So
or probably more.
Yeah.
The chances are less.
So let me tell you the equation. If Sri Lanka draw or lose this, India versus Australia on June 7th at the Oval in the World Test Championship final. If Sri Lanka win this and if the Ahmedabad match ends in a draw, then the second test at the Basin Reserve, which begins on 17th March, Sri Lanka will have to win that. Well, the ball is up and we have seen Henry take a single. Six of four.
6 runs needed of
4 balls. Kane Williamson masterclass with a brilliant 160.
And that's a shot. Could it be a no? 5 no, they're doing 2.
Oh yes.
Is he out? No, he didn't collect the ball. No. I think he's out. So it will be 5 needed of
3 balls.
5 of 3. They took a double. They took a risk. But because obviously you needed Williamson on strike.
You needed Williamson. So Henry had to sacrifice. I think Tickner will come out now because Wagner has got a torn hamstring and a bulging disc. So effectively they are 9 down, but I think Wagner will have to come out to bat. That is the situation.
Clean out.
Yeah, he's gone.
Yep.
They've lost a wicket.
Oh boy, 2 wickets remaining. Henry had to sacrifice his wicket. So 5 needed of 3 balls with just 2 wickets remaining. What a epic test match. And did Asita collect it cleanly or did he break the stumps?
Just watch it here. Could you
No.
Could you open the comment section for us so we can take that? This you can watch here. That's okay.
Okay.
So he did collect the...
Yeah. That's out.
It's out.
Achha, he's got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Sridhar Savakar is saying, are you rooting for a Sri Lanka win? No. I want to see a good finish of a test match. Can Sri Lanka win from here?
Well, Tickner has come out to bat.
Well, 3 wickets, 2 wickets. Yeah, you can actually. You can.
3 balls, 2 wickets.
Can happen. Pressure.
Imagine if Williamson was to fall.
Oh boy. Oh no, Wagner has come out. Wagner's come out.
Because, see, otherwise they wouldn't have risked that double.
Yep. Oh boy, if Williamson falls, then the cat is amongst the pigeons.
Yeah.
5 runs, 3 balls.
Right now, Sridhar, I want New Zealand to win or draw because we have taken a big risk already announcing it on our channel.
Yeah.
That India have qualified for the WTC final. That's how sure we were. That Sri Lanka is not going to win. So, Sridhar Saivakar, contrary to what you are thinking, I do not want Sri Lanka to win.
Yes.
5 runs of 3 balls.
Yep. And Williamson.
I think New Zealand are favourite to win this.
Yeah, they should. Unless...
like more than draw also.
Supposing they just need 3 runs of 1 ball and only 2 wickets running, then you have eliminated that loss factor also. So they will then...
Loss, they can't be. They can't lose those many wickets.
So
what a
Williamson has hit it and it's 4.
Yeah, it's a 4.
It's a 4.
They won pretty much.
That's
what
it.
a shot.
1 run needed.
That's it.
2 balls.
It's done.
So basically, now at worst it'll be a tie. So India
India through.
So
yes.
Now confirmed. Breaking news.
Yep.
India have qualified for the WTC final. That's because from here on it can only be a tie or a New Zealand win. The chances of a tie is like
1 in a million. Yeah.
But the chances of New Zealand win is now 99%.
Yes, 99.9%.
Okay. 0.9 also.
Yes. So 1 run needed of 2 balls. Kane Williamson, the highest successful chase ever at the Hagley Oval.
Wow.
And to consider, you had lost 4 hours due
1
to
run
rain.
needed of 2 balls. 1 needed of 2 balls for New Zealand to win this test match.
Yes.
Is this test match or T20?
It's an ODI.
Okay. As Shivam says, don't say to win this test match. To win a ODI. This is being played like an ODI.
Oh,
No, that will be a wide.
Might be.
not called a wide.
Not
No, but
called.
they'll check. I think they'll
I think
check.
they're going to check this.
No, I don't think they will.
They will check. 1 for the over is allowed.
Yeah. But
Oh, they have not.
they have not won a 1.
Could we be
So now there is no tie.
test.
There will not be a tie. Because even if it's a dot balls, match drawn with scores level. Na?
Why?
For a tie, you need to be dismissed all out. Na? So even if it's a
Ah.
dot ball,
Oh.
if it's a dot ball, if they don't score, match drawn with scores level.
Yeah.
Ah, okay. Interesting.
They can't be bowled out twice now unless it's a no ball. No ball, if it's they win anyways.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah. Remember the Zimbabwe England game, India West
okay.
Indies. Yeah. So 1 ball, 1 run needed. But anyway,
I think they're going to run blindly either way.
it's good. It's done. Sri Lanka are not going to the WTC final. They are not making
That
it.
though we've done. Breaking
Yes.
news
That
is
was done. That was
Yep.
done the minute Williamson hit that boundary.
Wagner with a dodgy hamstring will have to run for the hills. But if you bet on Inway doing it,
What?
he can
That's
do
what you call a test match.
it. What a test match!
Right down to the last ball.
Yeah.
Last ball coming up.
Second consecutive.
And
Oh!
these-
Kusan has missed. Oh!
Is it a tie?
No, not a tie.
It could be.
It could be. They've run him out.
Non-strikers there.
They've run him out.
They've
Yeah,
run him out.
but 1 wicket left.
one
na.
wicket left.
Tickner.
Right.
Tickner is there, so that's why it won't be a
But
tie.
it could be a draw.
It's a draw.
No,
It's a
could
draw.
be. Or New Zealand win.
Yeah, could be New Zealand win.
Yeah,
if
if-
they've completed the cycle.
Yes.
And New Zealand and Wales.
I think this is a draw. I think this is a draw.
Yeah.
This will be a draw.
No, Abhinav Gupta, not a tie.
No,
Oh.
he's in.
He's reached.
He's reached.
He's
He's reached. Yes.
Oh,
New
New
Zealand.
Zealand have won.
New Zealand are won by 2 wickets. Oh my.
New Zealand have won a crazy mental of a test match.
Oh
a
boy.
test match pitch.
Mental of a test match.
Yes. What a win. What a win for New Zealand.
And what a player.
Kane.
Wagner just took off.
What a player. Come on. What a player, Kane Williamson.
Kane.
Wonderful.
What a win for New Zealand.
The happiest man in the world right now.
Obviously.
Kane is love. Kane is truly love. But salute to Sri Lanka. Salute for putting up a brilliant fight.
Hey, come on, today you give him a hug, yeah, Shivam. Deserves one.
Yes.
No matter how much you fight with him, argue with him.
Yes. So,
Hey, it's his day.
so mark your dates. June 7th to June 12th. India versus Australia at the Oval. It's done. The end of a very dramatic 2021-2023 World Test Championship cycle. It all boiled down to the second last test of this cycle.
Correct.
So the Basin Reserve Test that will be played on March 17 to 21st, it is not going to be relevant. Sri Lanka are out. So now Australia versus India confirmed
As the final.
final, and if you want to thank Kane Williamson.
I think this is the first time in recent memory that New Zealand have actually helped and not hindered our progress in an ICC tournament.
Of course. Yeah, but it's only sad that they couldn't come to the final yet again, because
As
if it's,
defending champions.
yeah, because if it was India, they would have once again won it back to back. So exactly, that's, I mean, I'll tell you, New Zealand, remember, from that World Test Championship final win till now, they haven't won a single series.
Actually.
Yes, after that final, they drew 1-1 to South Africa, they drew 1-1 to Bangladesh. That killed their prospects. Then lost 3-0 to England, then they lost 1-0 to India, then they lost they drew 1-1 to England, although that was not part of the World Test Championship cycle. This 1-0, potentially now they can do a 2-0. Their first win in this cycle.
And yeah, the last tests of the WTC cycle. So
Yeah. Oh boy, what a game, what a test
test match. By the way, I mean, no matter how much I try, but the contrast of the two test match,
It's stark.
couldn't be more stark.
Back to back. New Zealand versus England Basin Reserve, not
And now this, all have gone down to the last.
Last ball. Okay, that didn't go to the last ball, that went to the last wicket, last session.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Divyanshu Luthra is asking who's your man of the match for the Sri Lanka New Zealand. No points for
Guessing Kane Williamson.
that.
Kane. But although if the one who set the match up was
Daryl
Tim
Mitchell.
Saudi
Yeah,
and
also
Daryl Mitchell.
No, but I mean, from that situation, you're under pressure. The record, that total has never been reached at Hagley
Yes.
Oval. You know, then time constraint, weather
Yeah.
plays a role. You have to bat at a certain pace. You know, 50 pitch, whatever said and done. Wickets being lost at the other end.
Yep.
I mean, incredible. Everything, any way you look at it, it
Yes.
has to be Williamson.
All over again. Again, what brilliant batting when Sri Lanka had spread the field out totally. The horrors of Sharjah 2014 have come back to haunt them yet again. They all thought, okay, in that Pakistan game, remember, almost near darkness. 2014, Pakistan needed 302 or 57. Sri Lanka spread the field. They may probably hit out. Misbah, Azhar Ali, they all nudged their way through singles
Have
and
you
twos.
written New Zealand
302.
win a thriller?
Yeah, that I'll go and do it.
Williamson, 100,
Williamson, yeah.
Hannah, whatever. So
And this, I
Yeah.
think, has to be one of the more crazy test matches.
this is the image. For those of you who didn't see, let me show you the image. Shivam, is this image? Can this image be
You'd
shown
have to
on
go
this
closer.
camera? This image being shown on camera. Is it visible? Yeah, closer. This. So
Very
this
blurry.
is the image. You can see Kane Williamson right there at the end diving. This is that they needed one run of that last ball to win the thing. He did not connect. The keeper collected it and he ran for that run, and it was a direct hit, but his bat had made it. So you can see direct hit, but his bat had made it. That's how close it was. That's Kane Williamson not out on 121.
On 121. And credit to Neil Wagner, bulging disc, torn hamstring, ran for the hills. And
Wow, I'm still,
Goosebumps.
Goosebumps, adrenaline rush.
I mean, 2 consecutive tests that I've had the privilege. I've had the privilege of yollering out loud. One, New Zealand, England, that was sweet because England had always hurt New Zealand in this cycle.
This memory, though, they were the first victims of baseball.
Baseball, exactly. Oof. Kane Williamson. Kane.
Okay, let's take there are a few points.
Yeah.
Shubham Garg has a point. Just read that.
Yeah,
Says
Shubham
that the
Garg.
man of the match should be
Mitchell.
101st innings took from 105 to 300 plus. 80 in the second innings, star of the match. I agree. Could actually, but unfortunately, I think for him, Williamson scoring 100 in a
Winning cause.
exactly
Record-breaking
Because
chase.
He
Yeah.
had to get 100 in the second innings also. Mitchell. Then I think it would have been him. 200s.
Yeah, but yes, he makes a very valid point because they were 100 for 5. Remember, 194 runs they were trailing.
Yes.
And
then
Mitchell's partnership along with Matt Henry.
was what actually ended up bringing them back into the game.
Actually, I would add even Matt Henry in that list because he hit 70. And his blitz ensured New Zealand took a 18-run lead. And he also chipped in with 4 wickets in the second innings, along with Tickner. So there is Henry, there is Mitchell, there is Williamson, there is Saudi. But I think my man of the match will be Kane Williamson.
Has to be.
KW.
Can't be anyone else, not in this set.
Yeah.
Just exit this one. We have another from.
We have Mirage rules. Now should Smith and Sharma turn this to a T20? No.
Not
This pitch does not warrant any kind of innovation, does not demand any kind of aggression. You got a batting paradise, bat on. So that's why.
Yeah, especially in this case, since India aren't the ones now who need to force a result. They're through.
No, nobody needs to force a result.
No, see, Australia could have still wanted to level this thing, go out with a head held high, but now I think in this circumstance, hell no. Not a chance.
Their bowlers are tired. Their batters need to capitalize. They just will play on. No more. That's it. 75 overs, whatever comes
just
first.
sum up the New Zealand Sri Lanka test match. for all our viewers. Shivam, can you just turn this camera that side, please? One, and you can open the scorecard. Right now the scorecard is open. One of you can go, maybe Siddharth, since it's New Zealand, how they won. Can you bring the scorecard, please?
Yep.
And he can give us a full lowdown. And for everyone who missed the test match, just sum it up on all the innings. So start from innings number 1.
So if you look at the start of the Hagley Oval test match, New Zealand chose to bowl. Okay. Kusal Mendes baseball New Zealand, 87 of 83. That was the way how he went about it. Some valuable contributions from Dhananjay De Silva, and from the tail ensured Sri Lanka ended on 355. You had Tim Southee taking 5 wickets, yet again leading from the front. Remember, he's your New Zealand test captain. And he got very valuable support from Matt Henry, 4 for 80. But then New Zealand found themselves in a big hole. After a great opening partnership, they collapsed. Latham with 67, and you see they were 151 for 5, still trailing by 200 runs. We thought Sri Lanka had the advantage, but in came Daryl Mitchell. And if you look at it, Matt Henry's partnership. Henry in particular, 24 runs he hit of Kasun Rajitha. And that blitz 72 of 75 ensured, along with Mitchell's century, New Zealand got a vital 18-run lead. Sri Lanka in the second innings played some loose strokes, but Angelo Matthews, the veteran showing his class, 14th test century, his partnership with Dhananjay De Silva ensured Sri Lanka gave New Zealand a record total to chase. But unfortunately, the tail did not wag this time around, and that's why what should have been 285, they've missed out on the chance of a 300 or a 310 run target.
Because Wagner was in the other team, so the tail
the tail wag. But again, Southee, Henry and Tickner's contributions should not be overlooked, because even in the Wellington test match against England, Tickner was the star. Then on day 5, 4 hours of play was lost due to rain. Then a revised condition, a minimum of 53 overs, no tea break, direct 53 overs, 285 to chase. What did we see? Tom Latham, Devon Conway. We all knew that Tom Latham would be the key, but he did not get going. Conway fell. Then on day 5, Kane Williamson had 2 chances. Niroshan Dickwella dropped a catch. Then one more edge flew between the gap between second and third slip. And slowly but surely, New Zealand were going for it. He got very valuable support, Kane Williamson, from Daryl Mitchell. 81 of 86, 4 sixes and 3 fours. Played to the situation. Sri Lanka fought back with Asita Fernando and Lahiru Kumara taking wickets at regular intervals. But Kane Williamson, 27th test run, a 4 of the last over, diving to make it to the crease. New Zealand have won by 2 wickets, back-to-back thrillers. They had won against England at the Basin by 1 run, and here by 2 wickets, the highest successful chase in Hagley Oval. And with that, the major point is New Zealand have ensured it is an Australia versus India WTC final on June 7th at the Oval.
You know, these are the kind of test matches that you know, I'm glad they happen, because they reinstate that faith. At least a lot of us have that test cricket is the #1 format. And you know, when you see, sometimes I begin to doubt that. Sometimes I begin to doubt, because you know, all your memories growing up when you loved watching test cricket, then the kind of test matches you see, you sometimes begin to doubt that, is it really, or maybe have we been spoiled by looking at T20? Maybe am I losing interest in test match? Thank God for these kind of test matches that you had now, and that England, New Zealand before that, and some of those exciting ones that we've seen India also play, by the way. That South Africa series was outstanding. You know, India lost, but such good test matches, you know, going down to the wire.
And I would,
those just reinstate belief that yes, this is by far.
And looking at the true nature of the wickets that New Zealand produces, forget me being a New Zealand fan, I would wake up at 3:30 a.m. and 4 a.m. to watch these kind of matches. And remember,
you remember they used to at one point also prepare pitches that were very lopsided in favor of seam bowlers.
Seam bowlers,
We would get like first innings only 100 110 all out,
Yeah.
120 all out.
The 2002 series, that was, that hurt. Not because New Zealand, I'm a New Zealand fan, they defeated India, but the quality of pitches, nobody went over 300 in that
In
series.
the 90s also when India used to go, I remember Ajay Jadeja was asked to open and I used to be like clueless with the ball swinging around.
Yeah, 98, I remember Wellington, Simon Dool taking 7 wickets. It took a masterclass from Azharuddin to ensure we got a good total. So that is why it's a brilliant. And pitches have improved in New Zealand ever since 2012. Under the McCullum-Taylor era. Basin has a typical Basin reserve. 2-3 days it will assist the pacers like crazy. But from day 4 and 5, it will be an absolute road to bat on. That's how McCullum changed the innings, right? 192, India bowled New Zealand out. Rahane's century got them to 423. But 94 for 5, day 3, McCullum, Watling and all scored 680.
Okay, just on the fact of what we've just seen, an outstanding test match. And I just put a tweet out where I said, all hail King Williamson. So I got a lot of replies saying, what is your problem with Virat Kohli? And why do you... Well, I don't have any problem with Virat Kohli, sir. But that doesn't mean that they can't be kings. Nah? He can be king of, there are different kings. There is a king of UK, there's a king of Australia, wherever. So Williamson can be king of New Zealand, and Virat. I'm not saying I will, for me there is only one king and that's not Virat and that's Williamson. I'm not saying that. Just praising somebody else doesn't mean you're demeaning or bringing somebody else down. So
then
they're both kings.
By that logic, you can't use the word king for Kohli also. You know why? The original king was Pele.
No, original king
in cricket is
Viv. Then King
Sir
Viv.
Viv.
So we can't be using king for anyone.
Exactly. You can't. So, just guys,
Come
everything,
on,
there is no conspiracy.
There's not that much tribalism is necessary.
And now this is the reason why, when I had said why New Zealand versus Sri Lanka is a catch-22 for me, who do I support? Look at the heart that Sri Lanka have shown.
No, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Gave us a scare. Forget
For one, imagine Williamson run out. They would have just said, oh God, had we just gotten a couple more overs, some more time.
They could have very well won their own fielding attack because they did field very...
Niroshan Dikwela will be having nightmares because he dropped Williamson.
What was his score then?
He was just on 30.
Exactly.
And that drop cost Sri Lanka.
Even on the outfield at one point, there was one I remember pretty easy. This thing tried to dive boundary. Where was that?
Misfield.
Yes.
There was a misfield also.
There were plenty of places where they could have maybe put
I know. But Angelo, salute to Angelo Matthews also. The veteran has shown that I am holding firm after the retirements of Sangakkara, Jayawardene, all those stalwarts retired. It's only Matthews and Karunaratne. After they are gone, who is there in the Sri Lanka team?
Yeah, you always wonder what the...
Please take a few questions before you end.
Yep, we will.
Go do that live.
Yep. Okay. So Harit Yadav is like saying to all the romantics of test matches, you do realize a draw at home is what hurts the home team the most. Kanpur, New Zealand is why we were dependent on Sri Lanka. We need results at home. Imagine if BGT was 1 week, 3 days.
So if it ended in 10 days like we were saying it would, then India would
home. Okay, see, which are the teams that didn't do well at home? New Zealand themselves, they didn't win a single series.
Exactly.
Second, if you look at it, even England paid the price for having a very bad Ashes, but also 2-2 against India.
Correct.
That hurt them big time. And what happened? Please.
I thought you guys are done with your...
No, we are going on.
We started a second one. So.
We started a second one. Yes. So, Pakistan didn't do well at home. Look at where they are.
South Africa also, I think, were hit and miss.
South Africa's 2 away tournaments, the 2 away tours to England and Australia hurt them big time.
Yeah, because at England they got baseballed.
They got
in
baseballed.
Australia, Brisbane after
Brisbane and then they got warned. They got warned. So that's why. India, yeah, I agree that one draw that they had against New Zealand kind of hurt them. But remember, 2 matches that you lost in South Africa plus the one in Edgbaston. You quit the England tour almost midway. You played that test match later.
Yeah.
Big difference. So I will argue for India that this match may be a draw. The Kanpur test could have been a draw. I agree, it might have hurt them. but you actually lost 3 away games. Big did.
And
4 away games, 2 to England, 2 to South Africa.
Exactly, and to be fair, the England one wouldn't have been as much of a problem if you even drew that last test.
Yes.
But the last test, you were facing a very different England side, and that's the thing when it comes to playing series that way. It never happens, but you found an England team in 2021 who were down and out on their luck.
Exactly.
They were down and out on their luck. They were going through the nadir of Joe Root's captaincy. And a year later, when you went back to play it, oh man, you're meeting a transformed England, battered New Zealand 3-0 at home, embracing the ideals of baseball. And they said, no problem. Then Johnny Bairstow, the biggest benefactor, I would say, of baseball. Yeah. Roy SP makes a very good point where he says, just as viewers, aren't you guys feeling saturated with cricket? ODI T20 bilaterals every week, now 2 months long IPL, some balance required.
What balance?
The
balance is like the balance is like the Indian pitch curators. So
there is no balance. In fact, I would say it's actually it's more like Pakistan pitches. It's only one way.
Only one way.
Only one way. It never abates. And that is, I think, the major problem which cricket will have to deal with in the coming years, because at this point, you have saturated the fan base, so you can boast of record viewership and this that. But after a point, people are already tiring. And every year there's a World Cup.
And look, one more thing. Apart from the cricket, yesterday there were 2 more incidents which happened. Unfortunately, that got pushed in the limelight, but we covered it. One was the FIH Hockey Pro League, which we did a live on, India versus Australia. Remember, the Indian hockey team defeated the Kookaburras for only the second time in 7 years.
Now, it was a very much changed Australia team though.
Yep, but yet again, a win is a win. But because there is so much saturation, where do people come and watch? So the viewers also, those who criticize, oh, you're not doing this, or you're not doing that, understand we have also got a core thing to do, but at the same time we do other things. People are just saturated. Take it or leave it. Sir, let's take a couple more comments. So Roy SP,
but Roy SP makes a good point.
Very valid point.
I think now the way the schedule is,
Divyanshu Luthra saying, forget about drop catch, SL lost due to wides that they put.
Good point. The extras also.
But remember, had Dick Vela taken that catch and the Sri Lankans had their tail up, oh boy, then.
Utkarsh Maheshwar, I think we can end with this comment.
Yeah.
Very valid, because he says, I wish we had such good pitches and games in India.
Absolutely. Correct. We have lost that art ever since 2019.
So that's why when I'm pushed to say, what kind of pitch you would prefer, I'd say I want something in the middle of what we've seen at Ahmedabad and Indore. You want something in the middle. We are getting one extreme or the other extreme. Neither of which is going to be.
See, I'm going in Alice in Wonderland, okay? I wish the pitches were just like how we saw at the Basin and at Christchurch. Look at it, 285, but yet how many wickets fell? 38 wickets fell. That means the bowlers were also in it.
The bowlers were very much in it, and the batters knew if they got set, there was something in it.
Ask Kusal Mendis, ask Angelo Matthews, ask Kane Williamson.
Ask Kane, ask
Daryl Mitchell.
All of them.
When you got in, you could capitalize.
Yes.
And that's why I woke up today at 4, considering that, okay, we might have a result. Rain, I thought, okay, but then looking at the way how the pitches, you could go for it. And with Mitchell in there, I thought, yes, a match could be made out of it.
Absolutely.
But Sri Lanka, the horrors of Sharjah 2014 hurt them yet again. Similar chase, Pakistan needed 302 in 58 overs. 2 sessions only. Sri Lanka had made 214 in 101 overs. They thought the test is gone. But Azhar Ali, Asad Shafiq, Misbah ul Haq, they nudged their way, singles, twos, threes. Misbah only 4 boundaries in 68. Azhar Ali 6 boundaries, 103. They got there in 57.3 overs. Sri Lanka spread the field, thinking that they'll make a mistake. Same here, they spread the field. I'm sorry, boss. Kane would make you pay, and he made them pay.
And truth be told, if you had any batsman and knowing how less runs are needed, you're always going to look to pick out the ones and twos. The only reason Kane went for a boundary there towards the end was because it was a necessary effect. He needed the boundary at that point.
And Kane, simply, when he got up, I saw the reaction. He said, nah, I think I've made it.
Yeah, he wasn't bothered.
He wasn't
bothered.
That is why I will rate Kane Williamson as my GOAT. The greatest of all time.
And with that, we can end the stream.
Yes, thank you. Bye-bye. See you.
We'll
be back for more analysis. I'll be back with a World Test Championship explainer No, not of the permutations and combinations,
Now
of the
that's
journey.
done. That's done. Permutations,
journey.
combinations are over. We'll be with you guys through the day. Of course, this match also has to finish.
Yeah. What is this? Is not a test match.
I
now.
hope this happens.
Yes, it will happen. This is not a test match. It's a boring draw. Okay. Thank you. Bye bye. Vanakkam.